Uh, hello, Excited Utterance here. That was my little makeshift countdown timer because I don't like the standard one. The standard one is like dun, 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 dun. And I prefer, to be honest with you, I prefer, which sounds like a kangaroo going. Yeah. Hello. Hi, Gilhammer. Hello, Josie. And today, for the first time, we are going out to the twits. We're going out to Twitter, because why not indeed? Just seeing whether that's working or not. I think we might be going out to twits. Looks like it. Okay, so we have a couple of guests coming in today. Waiting on one or two to arrive, but we have a couple sitting in the background there. Hearsay for Days. Welcome to Hearsay for Days, everybody. And yes, David is here. He's waiting out the back there very patiently. He's actually in his woodworking shop. He does so much fun stuff. There's the woodworking, there's the horse milking, there's the boating. He's the quintessential lawyer. And of course, we have Dali as well, and he had a very interesting stream, I believe, this morning. I wouldn't know because I was asleep my time. Yes, please like and subscribe. Thank you, Dali. Oh dear. And last night, that was a fun Lego stream. It was. Hello, Half Irish. Hello, Half Irish. Yes, indeed. I'm just getting past the fact that there's just nothing we can seem to do about the fact that whenever Dali and I are running a stream together, we can't seem to separate our messages from one another. We're conjoined. We are conjoined. Okay, so today is going to be epic. Hello, Christine. Hello, Christine, indeed. We have so much hearsay for days. It is going to blow your mind. Going to blow your mind. We have the most incredible stuff. It's just without comparison. There is going to be hearsay about your favorite topics. So let's, without further ado, get some people onto the stage. Yes, Dali, you are going to have to use YouTube to chat. Otherwise, I'm going to get grumpy because you say all sorts of stuff about where babies come from and things. Actually, I saw the other day that someone actually answered your question finally, so maybe that's going to stop. All right. Okay, let's get into this. So, I need to swapsy all this stuff around. All this stuff. Sal needs to chat as EU always. No, he doesn't. He doesn't. Please, no. No veal. No. Maybe you and Sal can go on a fact-finding mission and work this out together. Okay, so I need to change all this stuff around because, as you know, I go to all this effort to make everything look pretty, and now I'm going to put the not poo overlay on. It's not poo. It is not poo. Let me just change it over. I have so many of these. There we go. So I change this, and then I change it to this one, and then I bring.
Hello.
Hello. I bring some friends on stage.
You didn't give me any warning. Sorry. I think Salvador needs to stream as EU continuously and forever.
What, dressed as me and everything?
No, just in chat. Just in chat.
Okay. Right, okay.
Oh, I forgot I can pull up chat over here. Hello. By the way, I did this accidentally, but I believe it's a good metaphor. So I'm cleaning up the shop a little bit. And I used to have this statue of Lady Justice that would sit behind me. And I knocked her down. And now she's broken. She's off the base. The sword has fallen. Her head is broken off. And I believe this is a better metaphor maybe for our justice system these days. So I'm going to figure out a way to sort of glue her back together in pieces and like this, and with like the sword laying on the side. And that's what's going to be in my background now. What do you guys think?
I like it.
What? Okay, hang on. Wait. Show us again, because you were too small. Show us again.
Okay.
Phrase
Yeah.
it.
So Lady Justice is usually up here, and she's holding her sword, and she has her blindfold on, right? Well, she fell over and just completely shattered. Her sword is gone. Although I think like her sword should be like the thing that cut her head off. Maybe I'm going to figure out a way to configure this as a metaphor for our criminal justice system today.
I get it now.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. Gotcha. It's the sword broke the justice system, and that.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
I think this is still usable.
I do.
It's still usable. Yes. Yeah,
Christine
likes it. Christine likes it. There you go. Christine's down with it. Yeah, sweet. Okay, there's nothing.
Yeah, we need
EU
to start asking where babies come from. I did answer Salvador finally last night. If he didn't hear the answer, then that's on him.
Yeah, I thought I saw something with a demonstrative actually in one of the trials, and it was in Discord. It was like there was actually an egg and some little swimmers, and
this was like a real answer. No, I gave him the better answer last night.
Oh, okay, got you.
I'll have to go back and really watch.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, you need to see it. You need to see it. All right. So what we're doing today, and I'm sure we'll see our other guests shortly. But let's just get into it, shall we? And we'll move straight along. But the topics today are Kohberger. Sorry, not Kohberger. Murdaugh first, and then we'll get into Kohberger, and then we'll get into Mr. Puff Daddy. So as you know, just to give you a little bit of explanation, Hearsay for Days is where we look into the comment section, we go to the YouTube comment section, we go to the Twitters, and we talk about what people are saying about the topics that interest us. So basically, it's the non-legal term for hearsay, which is pretty much what the legal term for hearsay is. It's what someone said.
Yeah.
And we say what we want about what someone said. Now, as I explained in the last episode, I have gone and redacted a lot of comments. So if you're just a regular Joe on the street and you have been going and just putting your comments out there on the Twitterverse, out in social media, I've decided not to be a dick and take your comments and put them up on a stream. Even though you have put your comments out there for people to see, I've decided not to rehash them out in the public. I could, but I didn't. But if you are someone who is more of a public figure, like our friend Eric Bland here, who loves publicity very much, or you are a media figure, someone like that, then sure, I'll put your name out there. Why not? So let's start.
I've seen you commenting on him a little bit on his Twitters.
I get a little bit of traction from that, so why not?
Yeah, why not?
He ignores me, and he's not blocking me, so why not? It's good.
Yeah,
I try to avoid getting blocked by people just because of the fact that it gets annoying if they block me and I have to go to a different account and in order to see them. So, and I'm not even following Eric Bland. This is the interesting thing. Accounts like him and Jennifer Coffin Liquor, I'm not following them.
Coffin Liquor, right? That's what you said?
Coffin Liquor, Coffin Dafter, all of them.
Coffin Liquor.
I actually can't even see them. So I actually can't even, I'm not even following them, yet I can see them. That's how big their reach is. So I find it interesting that I don't have to follow them to be able to see them in my feed. they've got so much reach into the topics that I'm interested in. So I'm a marketer. I see these. I notice these things. So anyway, this is a bit of a long one. So, but I couldn't help but including it. Oh yes, Jim Griffin did follow me, Josie. Should I slide into his DMs? What do you think?
Definitely.
Ooh.
Hey, Jimbo. Oh, hello. Oh, Sean, I'm going to move you up the screen
I got it.
because you do have a little bit of wine on your face. Hello.
Hello.
Hey, Sean.
Hi, David. How you doing? Hey, Dolly. How you doing?
Not too bad.
Good. How are you?
Hey.
Oh.
I'll just take this off the screen for a second. Great to see you, Sean. Welcome.
Mm-hmm.
We only didn't even get started, so great timing. In fact, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go into this view for a second and welcome you properly. Oh, you have a little teacup coming out of your head. Sean, welcome. And for those people who haven't met you, I'm sure there's probably none, but welcome back to the stream. Or back to the channel. It's been probably a month or so since you've been here. So great to have you back. And just tell us a little bit about what you've been doing.
Well, if you're new to me, my name's Sean. I also know potentially criminal. I am a a defense attorney in the Cleveland, Ohio area. I have a general practice as well, but I like to focus on criminal defense. And I run potentially criminal. We talk about a lot of criminal related things, and then sometimes the other funny stuff that's out there. And it sounds like we're going to talk about P. Diddy for a minute because that's a very interesting one as well.
We will be later, yeah.
You can find me at YouTube under my name. I do a show every Thursday night at 9:30 Eastern time, the best time zone. None of that Central time zone stuff. And
yeah.
And I'm over on Locals at Potentially Criminal as well. I do 2 shows every week there. And then, yeah, that's really it.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's why I don't see you YouTubing as much because you're always on Locals.
Well, I do Monday and I do a Monday night show on Locals, and then I do right after my Thursday. I do kind of like an after show on Locals.
Okay.
Awesome.
I saw you were painting last night, right? Or no?
Yep. Finishing this bad boy up.
There you go.
Nice.
Yeah. First time I've ever used like an airbrush. I'm like actually building these like an adult now, after 30 some years of doing them.
I'm gonna do the faux shadowing. I've got Shizzy Wisnut is making me a Darth Vader helmet.
Oh, okay.
With Anakin underneath from the Obi-Wan series.
Oh, nice.
Broken away, and I'm going to use that shadow where you paint it all in like black first, and then the higher ridges.
Yeah, that's what I did on this one. So
lovely. And Sean, you remember Salvador Dali down here?
Yes, I do.
I seen you.
Obviously, you know David. David's in his wood shop there. He's got a lovely Statue of Liberty with a head cuddle.
No, my Lady Justice fell over.
The Lady Justice,
Lady Justice, sorry.
And so I thought I would reassemble her in a way where it looks like sort of a metaphor for our criminal justice system today.
Yeah.
So
it's very, very philosophical. Anyway, hi Kaiser. How's it going?
Hey, buddy.
Just got back home from my trip. You're exhausted. Well, Kaiser, we're about to get into the stuff that we were doing last week, and thank you for coming in last week. We are going to talk about our favorite person, one of our favorite people, and that is Mr. Bland. So let's get into that, shall we?
Remind me again, is Bland the attorney, or is this the other guy?
Well, yeah, he is
The civil attorney
Yeah,
for the
okay.
family of.
Yeah, indeed.
This guy.
All right,
Okay.
so here we go. He's been involved in, as usual, a lot of stuff this last week. Let's start with the first one of them. And Dali, would you like to read this one out?
Sure. OMG. Now Team Murdaugh filed a change of venue motion today, seeking to postpone the November 27th state court Satterfield criminal trial until late 2024, and screams that Alex cannot get a fair trial in November because of all the pretrial publicity in the double murder case. How rich is this? Harpootlian has never met a camera or a microphone that he didn't like. Well, okay. He has had a press conference for almost every motion Team Murdaugh has filed in the double murder case, both before trial and after trial. Throughout the fall of 21 and into 22, Harpootlian would appear on the Today Show, Good Morning America, and other shows. For God's sakes, they just appeared in CrimeCon in Florida to regale about the trial. Jim Griffin started a podcast after the murder convictions. Buster and Murdaugh chose to go on a Fox News documentary. They want the publicity when it benefits them. This motion should be absolutely
Yes, that's how it works, honey.
Everyone in the state knows about Murdaugh and his misdeeds. Time for him to answer for his actions. Just another in the long line of frivolous motions by Harpootlian and Griffin. As you can tell, I am disgusted.
I think you read that in the most appropriate tone.
Yeah.
This is why I get Tully to do this, right?
No, they can't keep getting away with this. Oh.
Yeah,
At
there's
this
go.
point-
That
at
might
this
be
point-
better.
Yes, he's such a bad man. I want when I see comments like these, I want the motions to get granted just so people like him can scream from the rooftops.
I know, right? Okay, so we have some just regular people who have commented. So Harpootlian never saw camera he didn't like. Seriously? Okay, and then Mr. Eric Bland's come back. Dali, please.
Wow. Eric Bland is absolute. Wait, which one?
Sorry, yeah, that was just Eric Bland's comment. But go on. Yeah.
Wow, Eric Bland is absolutely zero self-awareness. Eric never saw a mic he wouldn't suck. Okay, well. All right.
If you go.
I love this stuff.
I brought back his bobblehead because, by the way, he is actually going to sell his bobbleheads.
Yes. And he's got a store now.
Is it wrong of me to want to buy one of his bobbleheads so I can kind of stretch the neck out and let it hang off to the side?
I think they're like
just in the
$60
background
or something.
I kind of want to do it just to stretch it out and let it hang off to the side.
Is that how it works?
Yeah, it's
I
just
don't know. You've got a bobblehead. Is that how they work? Is it?
Yeah, it is. It's a little pin and then it's got a spring on it, and so you can stretch the spring out if you want to. I had to replace my spring because I broke it.
Oh.
Okay, just background here. David has a bobblehead of himself.
I didn't buy it for myself. My office got it for me, and it's me ripping my suit off, and it's got Superman underneath because I was passed up for the Super Lawyer Award. And even though it's a popularity contest and nothing more, they got me my Super Lawyer bobblehead. Just for context, I didn't buy it myself.
Sure.
Right.
Yeah,
right.
you didn't design it yourself.
Okay. Well, okay. Sean, are you aware of the bobblehead thing?
No.
Okay.
He's starting to sell a bobblehead of himself. He's been advertising it and trying to price point it and go through designs on his Twitter feed. And he thinks people are going to buy bobbleheads of him.
People will.
I will, right? I will, but for the wrong reasons.
Yeah, for the wrong reasons. But people think he's a fucking superhero, for crying out loud, right?
He represents. Who does he represent?
He represents the Satterfields, the woman that died in the house.
Yeah. And
I'm sorry, not that. He represents the girl on the boat, the family of the girl on the boat.
But also
she didn't win the fight with the bridge.
No, but Gloria Satterfield is the woman who died in the house.
Yeah.
Does he represent both of them then?
Yes.
So,
basically
and some
anyone,
of the jurors.
and some of the jurors.
Yeah.
Well, that's the other thing now.
Basically anybody who is against Murdaugh, he jumps in there like a superhero, and it's like, I'm here.
And he's the one that testified during the trial that just looked like a smug used car salesman the whole time.
That's him. All right, so redacted commenter, and this guy's funny, and I want to actually talk to this guy because he is such a great anti-Bland commenter. I love him. And he comes along and he goes, and this just a little bit later. Oh, the irony. Lols, barely reached a period of 24 hours, and we got several appearances in front of those cameras. And he's got some screenshots of Mr. Bland looking for attention. One on WTW News 13. For one-on-one interview, we discussed the last year of Murdaugh saga. My firm, Bland Richter, representation of the Murdaugh jurors, and Cup of Justice, which is his podcast. Tune in. Thanks so much for your support.
Cup of Justice.
EB.
Yeah.
Cup of Justice.
I got you a Cup of Justice here.
Yeah. I love how he doesn't really understand that his name is already on his account and he doesn't need to sign every single tweet.
Yeah,
with
I
EB.
don't. It's boomer stuff.
Yeah.
He thinks he's cool.
I bet he prints his emails.
Yeah. He prints his email. It's kind of like when your grandma sends you an email and the subject line is from grandma.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, hello from grandma. And then, here's a link to my court appearance last night on Court TV with Vinnie Politan. Long. Yeah, okay. So anyway, moving on. Talk about hypocritical. The court should deny the motion outright. Sorry, Dali, you need to read this one. It's from him.
Talk about hypocritical. The court should deny the motion outright. Harpootlian is so concerned with pretrial publicity created by the media, which would allegedly preclude Alex from getting a fair trial, appeared recently on his co-counsel's Jim Griffin's podcast. These guys have to stop trying to game the system. EB.
The funny thing is, and I this is where I like to try to explain this to people. Only one person's entitled to a fair trial.
Yeah.
If you're the state, you can't get a fair trial. That's where you need to have this talk of like, am I really the good guy?
Yeah.
If the defense can tip this, I've actually objected to that once at a jury selection. Like, we're all entitled to fair trial. And I said, objection. The Sixth Amendment doesn't say that. Judge did not think that was hilarious. And Pressure's like, I would have mistrial. I'm like, Your Honor, I merely just rescinded the fact that that's an objection. That's not correct. And Judge didn't have any of that, so I don't know. I'll have to use that again timely. But
Well,
yes,
okay.
he's the only one. If they can taint the waters, oh well.
Yeah,
Exactly. And so that's actually his screenshot that he's put over there of Dick being on the podcast of Jim's. So Jim and Sarah Azari have this podcast called The Presumption of it. Is it called? It's just called The Presumption. And I gotta say that Dick Harpootlian is not a media whore in relation to the Murdaugh case. Like he's not.
no.
He really isn't. Like
Compared to some of them, yeah.
that is the pot calling the kettle very, very much the black pot calling the slightly grey kettle black. Like it's just not.
Yeah.
He's wrong. Like I don't think he's ever appeared on that podcast, especially not in the last few months when all this has been coming up. That's just so wrong. It's just not right at all. So talk about for him to say that's hypocritical is the most hypocritical thing to say.
Well, what I want to say here too is that anytime anybody talks to the press, and I don't care what side you are on, I get this. I've done some criminal defense cases where the press has been involved, and every time I, as a criminal defense attorney, speak to the press on behalf of my client, the prosecutor's like all up in arms. Well, why is it good for you? You know, to stand up and do all these press junkets and say all these things, but it's not good for the defense to do it. You know, it's either got to be both or neither. And it seems like with this particular guy, it should only be one side. And that's the fundamental problem from a legal, from a philosophical, from a whatever standpoint. This guy's full of shit because of that.
He's so
Very
full of
much.
shit. Okay, so Dali, would you like to read the redacted commenters, please?
Old Dick and Jim's legacy is going to have all the sheen of the late Robert Kardashians, and that is no compliment to them. They should both have their licenses removed for playing games with the system, IMO. For Christ's sake. And Poot always likes to say people are doing things for their 10 minutes of fame, and yet no one plays to the cameras and the media more than he does. So tone deaf.
Well,
Yeah.
to accuse them of being in the same realm as Robert Kardashian, who's accused of allegedly doing some things with stuff that was used at the crime scene by OJ, and hiding and destroying evidence, which, like that was part of Robert Kardashian's thing, but that's allegedly why he was brought on as one of his attorneys, because now it becomes an issue of they can't get to him. Oh no, there's a whole theory about that. I mean,
Really?
Well,
yeah.
it's not a bad theory. However, from my understanding, at least in Michigan, the court rules don't preclude that individual from being removed as attorney if they become a key witness.
Yes.
Yeah.
So he could always be like, if I make myself aware, I got a case right now, which is a contract dispute amongst corporations, and it's looking like it's going to fall into litigation. Well, I wasn't drafting the original agreement, but it went back and forth between me and another party. And so now I might become a material witness. So even though I'm the plaintiff, I'll file suit, the plaintiff's counsel. They might say, well, you're a material witness. You can no longer represent. You're off the case. So just because,
Yeah. But
it doesn't mean that it can't happen.
No, it can't. But I think the problem would have been, like, for an OJ situation, doing that would have just been optically awful. That you're taking one of OJ's attorneys away.
Yeah.
You then also be dealing with the dogfight from, Shapiro, Alan Dershowitz and the rest of the team. So I think they realized that. They may have thought about that, but it probably wasn't going to go anywhere. Or they may not, or they may realize that Robert Kardashian wasn't involved as much as they thought. I don't know.
Maybe.
But yeah, there's a theory to that if you watch the People versus OJ, it does seem like he had some involvement, but it's not very clear.
All right. Moving on.
It is, and it's not unheard of that wealthy people that have retained counsels, or anybody really. I've had my clients that have called me on, they've retained me on one case, but all of a sudden now the police are knocking at their door. They give me a call. It's, on a 3 o'clock on a Saturday, and they're like, hey, the police are here. Can you help me out? Can you come by? And, it's just normally what happens.
Yeah.
You have a relationship with them, so.
Yeah.
All right, Darlie, can we talk about Eric Bland talking about Judge Newman? He really got a bee in his bonnet about this one.
Yeah. I just got word. Hey.
Sorry.
No, it's fine. I just got word that Judge Newman has agreed to recuse himself from hearing all motions and anything related to the double murder convictions. He has decided that he will still preside over the Murdaugh State Court financial crimes cases, and for now, including the Satterfield criminal trial that is coming up on November 27th. The playing field is definitely shifting. We will see whether it is more likely than not that the Satterfield criminal trial may get postponed. I am disappointed.
Hang on. I'm sorry, I don't want to interrupt the glorious reading. What is the Satterfield criminal trial? Who's being charged criminally?
I believe that's the financial crimes.
No.
No?
Sean,
Sorry.
do you know?
Yes.
I don't know myself either.
Okay, no. Satterfield criminal
That's
trial.
the first
Yes,
I've
it
heard of
is.
a criminal.
Okay, yeah.
Yes.
All right.
Yes, it is. It is.
I know.
Ronkenbeck, Satterfield criminal trial. So that is the children, the sons
the kid.
of Gloria Satterfield. So they were trying to get the payout from the.
Okay, so essentially it's a theft charge for taking.
Yes,
money
it's theft.
and
Yeah.
He said that he had gotten them a payout of $1 million or a couple of $1 million, and
It was much more.
but it all got sucked up in some sort of fees or something like that. But actually, he ran away with the money.
Yeah. Okay. All right. I didn't know that theft charge was also brought.
Yeah.
Yes, that's it.
So I am disappointed, but I respect Judge Newman's decision. I suspect somebody whispered in his ear and told him to do this, rather than him being told to do it by court order. EB.
Yeah, that.
I want now that Sean though did it in the whiny voice. I want it in a whiny voice.
Yeah, I
I can
know.
do the whiny voice. Hold on.
Off you go.
Me. Reddit, listen up, fellow Redditors. I just got word that Judge Newman has agreed to recuse himself from hearing all motions in anything related to these double horrible murder convictions. He's decided he will still preside over the Murdaugh State Court financial crime cases, and for now, including the Satterfield criminal trial that's coming up on the 27th. The playing field is definitely shifting. We will see whether it is more likely than not that the Satterfield criminal trial may be postponed. I am disappointed, very disappointed, but I respect Judge Newman's decision.
I feel like that's how it's more in his head. That's awesome.
I suspect someone whispered in his ear and told him to do this, rather than being told by the court order. E.B.
E.B.
Just under his breath as he's choking back tears. Perfect.
Sean, are you going to come?
That's awesome.
No, but his wife's boyfriend probably is.
Yeah. That
That's
was
what
great.
he sounds like.
That was great. Okay,
I mean, all he's
so-
missing is I'm literally shaking right now.
I know.
I know. That is the
Does he do any videos like where he's looking right into the camera, like Blair Witch Project style, and he's just like getting really mad and angry?
That'd be
I don't
amazing. You should look.
I saw him on mainstream media doing one. In fact, like the very first time I did What the Beck, or one of my Becky streams.
I feel like he needs to start doing this just for us.
Yeah.
Just for us, so we can rewatch these.
Permanently clutching his pearls, Murph.
Yeah.
I just
Yeah.
think of like the Leave Britney Alone guy with the mascara running, you know.
Yeah. Exactly. That I was just gonna say, this is the first time he's ever said anything bad about Newman.
I don't even
Like-
think it was bad.
Oh, that's
No, it's
pretty
not
bad.
He said he's disappointed. Well, I guess that's mom for Matt.
He said
right?
he suspects someone whispered in his ear. That is accusing him.
Okay.
That's pretty bad. That's it. That's
Yeah.
accusing him of impropriety. Really,
It is.
it's not
I mean,
good.
here's the thing, though, and this is if he actually, for somebody who's plugged in and part of what's going on down there, Judge Newman has gone and commented on this case quite a bit since it's been over.
Yep.
And I didn't realize this, but he went to law school about 15 minutes from where I'm at currently, over at
really?
Cleveland State University. Yeah.
Mm.
And he went and came and talked about the case, and he
Mm.
commented on things, and he said enough things that, yeah, you kind of take yourself out of what's going on at this point. And
Yeah. You've
Yeah, sorry.
given an opinion.
Well, it was
All
bad
right.
for him to do it. We don't have the appellate process is not over, right?
yes,
So let's just assume this takes the course of a normal criminal proceeding
Mhm.
and that it goes to the appellate level. It may or may not get overturned. It goes to the next appellate level. It may or may not get overturned. But at any one of those stages, parts of it could get overturned. It could be for a mundane reason or a very serious reason. And it's going to come back down to you. And even though you are retiring, it doesn't mean that it's not going to come back down to you before you retire. It was all kinds of bad
yes.
bad everything. I don't even say it's a violation of judicial ethics. It's all kinds of bad stuff for what he did as a judge, period.
And Murph,
Outside of the horrible I'll allow it court proceedings that
I'll allow it.
he's the gatekeeper that
Oh,
just left it swing wide open.
Murph with the facts, and I love having Murph in chat because sometimes she calls out when I'm not quite right. EB has called out Newman for speaking out about the case before the appeals process. Well, isn't it again the slightly the very black pot calling out the slightly grey one? So yeah, as if EB has not spoken out about the case. He speaks out about everything. You can't keep his mouth
He
shut.
spoke out about the case while I believe he was still a witness, a sworn witness during the trial, right? If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. He's been talking about what the jurors are going to say. His own clients.
During the trial, was he the guy that I remember there was he doesn't look like I think multiple attorneys testified at trial, but there was one who had the really good Southern accent, seemed really smooth and laid back. This isn't him, right? Because this guy looks like he's changed a whole heck of a lot since the trial.
He looks different. I will say he looks different.
He does look different.
Trial, but he's the civil attorney that testified that said that he called up Murdaugh and so it's like, where's the money? You know, that guy that testified.
Oh, that's him.
Also,
okay.
Yeah, that's this guy. And he's also the one, I believe, that was somehow involved with talking with other witnesses or tweeting about something.
Okay, yes, this is him then. That's the one I'm thinking of.
Yeah, this is the guy.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so this is, when you say the black, very black pot calling the slightly gray kettle black, that's exactly right, because he did all of this during the trial.
Yeah. Dali, would you like to read this one out?
Yeah.
Cool.
I need to vent. I've lost a lot of respect for people over the whole Murdaugh experience. Like a ride at Disneyland. If you watch trials and or have a remote understand of the criminal justice system, you will understand today's guilty plea. And keep Judge Newman's name out of your mouth if you think he was in any way intimidating into accusing himself. Just STFU.
Okay.
I don't think this guy understands the criminal justice system if he wants to speak about why somebody would take a plea. There's a lot of people that are innocent that take pleas.
No.
There's a lot of reasons, yeah.
There's a lot of reasons.
I couldn't help myself. I was just like,
Fucking dumbass.
keep Newman's name out your damn mouth.
Oh, I missed the punchline on that one. That was good.
Well, he said it. I was just like, I have to make a meme. Like, dude, why do people love this man so much? I don't get it.
Yeah.
Like, keep my baby's name out your damn mouth. Smooth attorney.
I forgot about that. Yeah, he donated to the caretaker's GoFundMe before the trial ended.
Not to get on tangent, but I want to add to the part, if you are not part of the criminal justice system, if you're not in the system, or if you've never been involved as a defendant, you don't understand the extreme pressures that defendants are put under.
Yeah.
In their cases. And I don't care if you're talking about something that's going to put you away for 6 months or 60 years, right? Nobody wants to go away for 6 months, let alone any time, right? And so if you're looking at a plea deal with a suspended sentence, you're not going to do any jail time, stay out of trouble for 6 months kind of plea deal, you take it, whether you're guilty or not, right? Yeah. And so I use my own example. The reason I got into the law practice is I got charged with scalping at the Pontiac Silverdome in 1999. I wasn't scalping. Yeah, no, I wasn't scalping. And so I went to the law library and I researched scalping, and I had all this case law and statutes and stuff. And I went there and I was like, I'm going to absolutely win that. I had no idea. It was like an arraignment, right? But I was like, I'm going to get this dismissed.
Yeah.
And I walked in, talked to the prosecutor, and they're like, oh, no, we're amending it to peddling without a license. I was like, well, shit, I didn't prep for that. But I'm sure I wasn't doing that either. Yeah. And they're like, tell you what, you plead now, you pay $250, stay out of trouble for 6 months, we'll dismiss the charges. I was like, boom, done. Let's take it. But that's the kind of system that we're talking about here.
Dave's got a rap sheet.
I do. That's why and I was like, you know what? That was so much fucking fun. I'm going to go get a law license so I can do it when I'm not on trial.
Yes.
I'm glad you like it, Josie.
That's what happened to me. I got arrested a couple of times, and I'm like, I like being in court a lot. Maybe I can get paid to do this.
Yeah,
right. I know.
All right. So here we are. Some people are saying, so Judge Newman doesn't get intimidated. He recused to avoid even the appearance of impropriety. He's the essence of the kind of judge SC can be proud of. It was no mistake he was chosen in the first place to represent the SC judiciary to the world. To the world.
He did a great job representing it to the world.
Oh, yeah. To the world.
Do they think that's what justice looks like? That's the scary
Clearly.
thing.
Yeah.
Oh,
If
yeah.
these people think that because the guy that they say is a bad guy got convicted, they say that's justice.
Oh, yeah.
Mhm.
Of course.
They have blinders on. They don't understand how easily it can happen to you.
He's the bad man, you see. And he got the bad man. I've been watching trials since 2002, and Judge Newman is my favorite judge of all time. I trust his decision without question. He didn't make the decision. Murdaugh only
Yeah,
leaves
some decisions.
prison supine. What's that mean? Either
On
way.
his back.
Oh, right. On his back.
These are the same people that chat in Law and Crimes
know.
streams. I had someone the other day chatted in there and said, well, the jury proved he was guilty, so obviously he was guilty. Like, what the hell did the jury prove? Where was the evidence that the jury brought forth? What are you even talking about? This is the society we live in.
Exactly. And look, I had to share your awesome tat. Are you serious? Really? Someone got that tattooed on themselves.
Well, that's less cringe than like the NAFO stuff. That's
What
out
does
there
that
right
say?
now.
Something the jury?
Bring the jury.
Are
Bring the
you
jury.
for real?
God.
Like whoever did that, I want to go tell them like, honey, every judge says bring the jury.
No,
Like
right?
that's literally what they all say when, like, multiple times during a trial.
My
It's like
God.
getting the name of your
That's
girlfriend
that's like
tattooed on
tattooing.
you.
Hi, welcome to Applebee's. Can I take your order?
More fries with that.
Yeah. You guys want some boneless chicken wings? Like, because they all.
Mm.
Oh my God! You said that just like it struck me. I need to write that down.
Oh, whoa.
Oh,
Wow.
Should tattoo,
That's
I'll allow
so pathetic. Yeah, you should tattoo. I'll allow it.
Yeah. That.
That would be more.
But
That would
Your
be more
Honor,
specific
she said
to this
I'll
judge.
allow it.
Yeah. Well, yeah. That takes all your issues of consent out the window. It's like, hey, she wrote down.
Hey, look, I'll allow it.
Yeah, but no, that was a very one. When did he ever rule in favor of the defense? So, a lot of people see,
Infuriating.
well, it's just the, and I think David agrees. It's just the nature of the system that a judge who truly played it fair or was heavy-handed towards the state, people would be like, "Oh my God, he's helping the criminal." It's like, yeah, that's kind of how this.
Judge ever.
Oh no, that's so horrible. Would you rather him being like one-sided and helping the state? And a lot of them would say, well, yes. But
Yeah,
Of course.
that's the problem I see.
yeah.
Until those people face the state's wrath themselves.
Yeah.
Darling, would you like to?
TBF.
No way, Judge.
To be fair,
To Judge Newman, I think I'd want out of that one with all the BS Putin Griffin have spun. That is, no, the judge loved the attention.
Yes, he did.
oh yeah, he did not want to recuse himself.
He was. You think? Is there any indication that he was watching himself on YouTube and various other streams?
Oh, I don't doubt it for a second.
Yeah.
Or do we have any verification? Like Recovery Addict got Judge Schroeder to scratch his head or something during the Zachariah Anderson trial. But do we have anything like that for?
I don't know.
For this case?
He
Or
might
not
be
the? I
slightly
think maybe the
smaller than
Rittenhouse trial or something.
Yeah. Don't know.
No, it was the Anderson trial.
It was okay. That's what I thought. It was the Anderson trial.
that. Keep going.
Okay. If you respect Judge Newman at all, you would not insult him by saying that. No one whispered but reality. He may be a material witness. He worked with her, talked with her, slept with her. No, just
No, he doesn't say that.
damn it, the last part. No way this could
All right.
have. Oh my
Miss
God.
Becky, say it, Judge. Tell me you'll allow it. Tell me, Judge.
Allow it harder.
Allow it, Judge. Judge,
Allow me
please.
harder. No
Okay,
way,
the
this-
last one.
Wait,
No
did they
possible-
actually say sleep with her?
No, he threw that in.
No,
I
it
was-
doesn't say
Oh,
that.
okay. I was gonna say I wouldn't put it past people though to assume that they were sleeping together, but it's working in a court. I've worked in courts too, and everyone, it's like working with your coworkers. If you work in a small office, you know how tight you guys can get.
Yeah.
It's the same thing.
Josie, yeah,
Sorry.
that was a
Your
good
next
one,
book's
darling.
going to be their nude pictures.
Yeah. Oh God. No possible way this could have happened to a white judge.
Oh yeah, nobody talks shit about white judges ever.
Oh yeah, no.
Cool white judges.
What?
Well, you know, Judge Schroeder is like 50% Cherokee, so we never talk about
50%.
bad about white judge.
Percent what?
Cherokee.
Is he?
Cherokee? What?
No, I'm just
Really?
making it up
Oh,
because
no,
he's
You made
whiter
that
than
up.
he's whiter than white paint.
Yeah, no,
But,
no.
we don't talk
Schroeder
bad
is
about
Jewish.
He's nearly pink. What are you talking about?
Yeah, he's Polish
Yeah.
white.
And he was gonna make a joke about being stingy about closing
Right.
arguments about time, and he's like, "Well, I'm not gonna say that because I'll be accused of being prejudicial against my own religion."
Yeah. Okay. So I don't really need to read all this stuff that Eric has just gone to town with. He's basically explaining how he's going to town, going on about why the guilty plea happened. Just for anyone who has been living under a rock regarding all this stuff this week, Murdaugh went in and pleaded guilty to a bunch of financial crimes in order to just get it over and done with. And so therefore there doesn't need to be any further trial on the 27th of November later this year. And that's kind of all done and dusted.
Or Newman.
So, yeah, word from Buford this morning is that the state and Team Murdaugh are engaged in intense plea negotiations, blah, blah, blah. Plea discussions are part and parcel of how the criminal system works. So he's just sort of glossing over it. It's okay, it's okay, it's okay. Don't get upset, everybody. And then at the end...
I don't think Alex paid his lawyers to agree to a life sentence. Just saying. Oh, for God's sake.
See, I have some thoughts. I don't know the law in the state, but I kind of remember a discussion going on between an allegation of prior bad acts or something that could be considered within, the motivation for the crime, and a conviction. And so if he's pled guilty now, and let's assume his murder conviction is overturned, does that give him the state's stronger position to use those financial crimes against him as motivation? That's my only, maybe it might not have been good to plea sort of thing.
I will
We've
say...
kind of done it already.
Yeah, well, I will say that, he testified, but that testimony could not be brought in against him at, this trial in South Carolina.
Right, I know, but I'm just talking
not
about
talking about
prior
that.
bad acts.
No,
He'll be able to say, isn't it true that you've been convicted of all these accounts of theft and fraud, and you're just a bad man?
Yeah.
You have your orange hair, and guess who else is orange, ladies and gentlemen?
You're a very bad man.
The baddest of mans.
You're very, very bad man.
I just thought, just from a criminal standpoint, if this does get overturned, I feel like it would be putting the state in an easier position to use the financial crimes against him in yet another murder trial.
Yeah, but I think...
I
I don't know, because I'd hope part of this is the state gets spanked really hard for their conduct and the way they handle things at the trial, which may give them notice to cool their jets slightly. I know it's open, but
You think that's going to happen?
We've covered a case on Nick's stream last month maybe it was Baker's stream. It was the lesbian murder case with the paint expert. There was a paint drying expert, and the state said the court said you can't use a paint drying expert because that's nonsense. So try the case again. You can't use a paint drying expert, but they still tried to get that evidence in over and over and over and over. And so I don't put it past the state to abide by that.
Oh yeah. No, I don't agree with. I don't disagree with that. The state does what they want, but I was just. I don't know.
It's just
all right. So what we have now,
I'm thinking out loud.
We have a podcaster who I decided to leave it. I'll leave this person redacted, but I might not next week. And very, very, very adamant that this is not a win. Darling,
wait, what's not a win? The judge recusing
What's not a win?
Yeah.
Oh, the whole plea agreement thing.
In the
What?
actual words of Creighton Waters during this closing statement and the alleged words of Becky Hill by the A juror, don't let him fool you too. Don't let the smug posture of the defendant and his counsel fool you into assuming this plea agreement is a win for Team Murdaugh. It is not a win. It is a white flag of surrender, because their Hail Mary motion to delay proceedings was intercepted by Judge Newman, who took a knee.
Hey!
Hello.
Hello.
Oh, hi, Nick.
Hey.
We'll-
Hi, Sean.
We'll
Hey,
finish.
Sean.
We'll finish this one in a second,
Yeah.
and we'll just go into this mode for a second.
Guess if I am having a day off tomorrow.
Nice.
Oh, there you go.
Well deserved, sir.
Oh my
Work hard for the
god!
union.
Look who's here.
I did.
Nice to see you.
That's it.
Nice to
Oh.
see you so much. How was your stream?
Yeah, it's all right. An hour first witness and just the standard. I found the car, then I found stuff, then I saw a hand, and then other officers. Then I called more officers.
Okay, fair enough.
Sorry, which one are you covering at the moment?
I am covering an old trial with Florida versus Eileen Vonis, aka Monster, the one of few female serial killers.
Very good.
That we know
I
of.
assume you and Sean know each other. I know you know
Yes,
everyone else.
we met.
Oh,
We
no,
met.
Nick, yes.
Lovely, lovely. We're having an awesome time talking about
Yeah.
all the stuff that's been happening with the Murdaugh case this week,
Yeah.
which is tons, and especially our old friend EB.
I'm just happy because I don't want to give the guy another follower, so I'm just happy that Excited can follow him and track all his
I'm not following him. I told you I'm not following him. I don't have to follow him. He's all over my timeline anyway. I don't follow him. And I noticed actually that you're following Coffindafter. And
Me?
I don't have to follow Coffindafter. Yes, you.
Oh,
David.
well, yeah, I'm okay with Coffin Liquor because
Why?
it's funny. It's funny stuff to follow, but I didn't want to follow this guy.
Yeah.
You don't have to follow these people.
I
I don't know
accidentally.
how Twitter works.
There's a somewhat left winger who I normally like to follow on Twitter. What's his face? Oh, darn it. Ron Filipkovsky.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, sometimes he says something, but today he said something about Kyle Rittenhouse, and I, 2 drinks in, said, yeah, Kyle was acquitted, and rightfully so. And now men with tampons are angry at me.
Men with tampons.
We're still, yeah.
Nick, leave him alone. That guy's a cringe farmer. You're not going to get anywhere.
Yeah, I know. I mean, he's the male. It's like he tweets to get reactions and get all the views, and it's like that Pearl woman.
You know what I do every time Nick gets into a Twitter war with somebody? I side with the other person, and then they start following me, and then I just tweet out a bunch of stuff.
Hey, that's a brilliant idea.
Right?
That's smart. Except I can't.
I can't remember who else he got into a fight with a couple months ago, and I was like, "Ooh, I'm gonna side with that guy." And he started following me.
I'm always in. I mean, I can't help myself. I mean, it's so funny because I mean, there's a lot of these at the early stages of Twitter. We call them eggs because there's few followers, but they are always angry, trolls somewhat and somewhat. But it's always funny when they will remember me. I still don't care who they are.
Yeah. In fact, I'm glad you're here, Nick, because you might be coming up in my slideshow soon. Awesome. Okay, so Darlie, would you mind going back over this lovely tweet that I have here?
It is not a win. It is a white flag, a surrender, because their Hail Mary motion to delay proceedings was intercepted by Judge Newman, who took a knee while the clock ran out on their shenanigans.
I know who that redacted commenter is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This plea deal seals Murdaugh's fate as a SCDOC inmate, even if he gets a new trial in the unaliving case. Club Fed is not an option. There are still 2 more cases pending, the drug charges and the roadside pew-pewing. Both strong cases. If convicted of those remaining cases, that's 3 strikes. That's life. So yeah, he's not going anywhere. State of SC, 100. The defense, 0.
Do they have a 3-strike rule there?
Yep.
I don't even know if they do.
They have, but it was removed in the plea deal.
Yep.
Yeah.
So in response to that, hey!
Hey!
Nick, would you
It's
like
me.
to read this one?
Me. Look, me.
Good timing.
Hey, me.
Nick,
You want to read it?
would you like to read it in your voice?
Shall I read it in my... Hold on, I need some liquid courage first.
Yeah, sure. This is great. What good timing.
Neither Murdaugh or his lawyers gives 2 shits on a straw about the financial things. Their entire focus is on the murder trial. And with all the financial stuff out of the way, Judge Newman won't preside over the hearing, and probably not for a new murder trial if there is one.
Okay.
Hey.
That was the response. Just okay.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Oh dear. I loved it.
Yeah.
I was just
Murdaugh
like-
is a scumbag, but I really don't think he unalived his wife and kid. And if I was him,
I love
That
the
is what
whole
would-
2 shits on a straw
The
thing.
state would have had a much stronger case if they hadn't erased Maggie's phone, the GPS data from her phone.
True.
But
Yes.
here's the thing. If a defendant accidentally erases things, that speaks for that
Yeah.
person's guilt.
Yeah.
You can even have a motion about it. But if the cops do the same, we should believe their word for it. And for me, no, don't reward bad cops and bad investigations.
Well, this is one of the things I can't stand about it, and this falls under like the hearsay rule, right? Everything you say can and will be used against you. And so if you sit down with a police officer and you say, I didn't do it, I was in Florida at the time, and the police officer writes in his report that says, oh, he confessed to me, and he said he was right there at the time of this, murder, then you can't cross-examine that officer with your own statement because that's offering hearsay. And it's the same thing with admitting this data, the fact that the police are lying, the fact that the police are mishandling everything. It just goes out the window. And it's so freaking frustrating. They get all the breaks and the defendant gets none of the breaks.
Yeah, I mean,
All right.
you should be equal in the eyes of the law. You should be, but you're not.
Well, not even equal. The scales should tip in your favor. When in doubt, they should be in the defendant's
Yeah,
favor.
like I've said, only one
it's me
side sits
again.
down to the jury.
Well, I just, because of the fact that it got me interested when I saw that account by Becky Hill, so I went looking backwards.
No,
and
it's-
I
responded
realized-
to you, Nick?
No, it's not Becky Hill.
It's a
Oh.
fake Becky Hill, but
Damn
it
it.
just got me interested. So I went and looked at her, and this is back from September. And
I
there's
got all
you, Nick.
excited.
Yeah, I was like, who is this? And it turns out she's quite undersubscribed, and she's quite funny. So there's Nick. Nick, you want to read yours?
Interesting answer from the state in the murder motion to stay appeal. Have to read it with sober eyes first, so we'll comment on it tomorrow.
And there's Becky. Sean, do you want to read Becky?
This seemed to be a reoccurring event.
Yes, Becky Hill saying it. If you're drunk, I'm probably looking about an 8.
If you're drunk, I'm probably looking about an 8.
She's on. Okay, so I checked her out, and she's only got 24. Use Murdaugh dog leash. No low ballers. I know what I have.
Nice.
She's quite funny. Jury doctor, acclaimed author, hates eggs. She's only got 24 followers. Go follow this person. She's quite funny. She's kind of given up a bit lately. I think because she's only got 24 followers. I think maybe if we if we give her some followers, she might get going a bit more. But I think she's quite funny. Anyway,
Wait, what is it again? Not Becky Hill?
Yeah.
No, yeah, not Becky Hill. Yeah, not _Becky_Hill. Yeah. So she's still active, but I think she needs a little encouragement. Okay, let's move on. So the next social media circus. Is this going to do your head in, people? Blah 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 blah. So from Murdaugh over to Kohberger, and we're not going to stay on Kohberger very long today. Only a couple of little things have happened. It has been the 1 year anniversary. The
Today?
1 year anniversary, people. Yep.
Really?
And that means I'm just going to make sure my volume is boosted here.
So
Yes, it is.
Rittenhouse was acquitted on the or 1 year before this?
Yep.
It must be.
Yeah, that was today.
Yeah.
Here we go today.
Yep.
Was
And Mr.
Murdaugh was
Bryan
really
Anton.
a year ago?
January
Sorry,
or
what?
February.
Talking about Kohberger, yeah. I thought we were talking about Kohberger, not Murdaugh.
Well,
Yeah.
now we
We
are.
are-
I'm sorry.
Well,
Oh.
now, yeah. We just moved on. See, we had the little circusy thing.
No, I missed it. Okay.
Yep.
I'm out of the loop.
Yep. Okay. So, and another warrior for all things justice, Mr. Bryan Anton. He did for Newsnation, Anton across America. He did the interview with the Gonclaves family, unedited, which people seem so happy that it was unedited. I think it was completely wrong for it to be unedited because they said some just things that were absolutely heinous in my mind. And one of them I'm going to play now. This made me want to vomit.
Wait, who are these people again?
These people are the parents of Kaylee Gonclaves, one of the 4 Idaho 4 victims.
Okay.
The father, Stephen, on the right there, he has been very, very vocal about his theories regarding Bryan Kohberger being the guilty man. He's absolutely guilty. They both think he is absolutely guilty. There is no question in their mind. He is a monster.
Yeah, there's nothing in their psyche that wants them to believe that, right? This is all because he absolutely knows for a fact. And we don't need a jury at this point, right?
Well, wait till you hear this is the clip that, as far as I'm concerned, this just makes me sick, this one here. I played a clip last week, which also made me sick, but this one here is much worse as far as I'm concerned. Okay.
If it could have been, because those FBI agents in there working today is more evidence.
And I get that. And I have a good friend, my cousin, family member, and he tells me, he knows a lot about the legal system and whatnot. And he tells me, Chrissy, it's actually a good thing because it just gives them more time. They're not just going to sit there and do nothing. They're going to continue to investigate. Things are going to continue to fall in their laps. Tips are going to continue to come in. And I'm just like, I don't want to hear that. Like, I want to see this guy die. Like, I don't want him breathing any longer because they say, oh, he's living in hell already. No, he's not. Not the hell that I think of. The hell that I think of is literally terrifying, agonizing torture day in and day out. I don't care. Latah County Jail is not agonizing. That is not hell. No.
What's it like? I wondered when I seen you guys, like,
Yeah.
I mean,
Mm.
victims are going to be victims. That's not really a surprise to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
I mean,
know.
I
But
understand.
the thing is that people are going to watch this and they're going to say, "Oh, Kohberger, whatever the hell his name is actually guilty." Listen to what the parents of the victims have to say.
Oh,
As if
I
the
agree with
parents
that,
of the
yeah.
victims had any special knowledge. That's the thing that I don't.
No, they don't.
Yes, and ideally, this is where the prosecutor would have told them ahead of time, like, "Hey, you guys shouldn't be out there talking to the press. You know,
Oh.
do you want to be the reason why this all falls apart because you guys screwed it up?"
And they have been all year. And it's been constant, especially him. He has been doing so many interviews. It's just, it's insane. And I mean, I'll show you.
Well, and this is one of the reasons why I don't like gag orders, period. Because obviously, these people, like people put up a fight when the judge first issued a gag order on the family members. I don't think that's right because they're not parties to the case. Putting a gag order out on media, they're not a party to the case. The judge has no authority over them. But at the same time, you put a gag order on the defendant who is unable to defend himself in the court of public opinion. And so you walk into a trial a year from now and you're going to hear nothing but all these horrible things about him. And that's your jury pool.
Exactly.
I don't like gag orders, period, for that reason.
Yeah. And for instance, you have the Michael Attorney case with a directed verdict. There are so much that wasn't allowed in because the other daughter published so much.
Is Josie in the chat? Because I was talking about that last night. Her and I were going to do a stream, or she was at least going to help me with the stream because she listened to a podcast about that case. And she's like, "Oh my God, this guy's absolutely guilty." And then when it came out to trial, she's like, "Oh my God, this guy, there's no evidence against this guy."
Yeah.
Michael Turney?
Yeah.
The one that was acquitted or was a directed verdict.
Yeah.
You were streaming, right?
Yeah.
Nick?
It was a directed verdict. And
I was
there's
going
some
down to the trial. I was looking at it real quick. I was looking at it like before the trial started. One of the few times I looked at something like the media reports. And I was convinced the guy did it too. It was
First
so
part obviously is being in the same room.
What were you going to say, Nick? I'm sorry.
Apologies.
Okay. Do you have something to say,
Carter's
Nick? I'm
wife
sorry.
died.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, but I think last time, because there were 12 motions of suppress evidence, and I think 10 of them were granted due to...
I think the guy's a weirdo, no question about it. But
I just wanted to show you the bit of the
even though
clip
we
that
had
we
our
showed
moment.
last week, just for reference. So I'll just put it onto the page.
With him and know what he has done. It makes me sick that he sits there in his suit and he sits there and taps his hands and you're just sitting there and he, sits there and rocks back and forth in the chair. And I'm thinking, why is he sitting in a big old judge chair and all dressed up in a fresh haircut? And I've looked it up, never seen another murderer or whatever he is convicted. Up to this point of a
looked
case,
it up a little bit more.
not in handcuffs, not in shackles, one or the other, or both,
OJ,
and in orange.
I'm pretty sure
What
Casey
this is,
Anthony.
This is when there's a tornado that comes through town, and they find that woman in the moo from the trailer park, and they put her in front of the cameras. That's what this is. Just someone who doesn't know any better, but is going to say stuff that the news media knows is going to get a hit.
Yeah. And this is pure clickbait from that guy. And it's working. And it's working.
Yeah.
And at the same time, we who run LawTube channels, we get so much crap for our reporting. When all we do is, this is the papers, these are the documents, these are the motions, this is the trial.
Yeah.
No, but we do it for the money. Oh, really? And you don't? You
Yeah.
freaking hypocrite.
Most of us are like barely breaking even.
Yeah.
Oh no, make it
It was
absolutely
breaking
in the
even,
red.
Salvador.
Well, red for me, but yeah, I mean,
Yeah, absolutely. But that's the thing. It's just like, and here's okay. So I went on to the full interview YouTube page. So Brian Enton's full interview uncut YouTube page, and I looked at the comments there, and this is the kind of stuff that I saw. What's sad is how long it takes to dole out the death penalty. Like they'll be waiting at least 15 years before it might happen. Love this interview. They are so real and honest. I pray they get what they need to hear. Thank you for not editing, letting them speak. I think this was cathartic for them. They need to breathe for a little. You seem like a genuinely empathetic journalist. Thanks for really listening to the family.
That guy can't spell empathy.
Yeah. Kohberger needs to be accountable. What a traumatic situation for these families. Those families. There is nowhere they can move the trial, no matter how far away, that people that don't hate that monster.
well, that's kind of like the thing with Donald Trump. How is he going to get a fair trial?
Because of this.
If you get, you know what? You move a trial of Donald Trump into the Upper Peninsula of Michigan, he'll get a fair trial.
Because of this stuff, right? This is why he's not going to be able to get a fair trial. This is why people hate that monster, because of this stuff. Right? It's just, hey, Wendy, hey, before I go, this is what makes me so angry. People don't understand that it's this kind of garbage that gets put around that turns people and makes them think that they've found the guy. They've definitely found the guy. They close people's minds off to the possibility that, hey, he might actually be innocent. In fact, he is innocent right now. It just makes me so mad. It makes me so mad. The family should be open-minded. The family should actually... I know that they're hurting and they want it to be... They want the answer to be right in front of them.
Most people, the problem is most people, I don't know. I might be preaching to the choir. Most people don't think the way I do, which is, I'm not sure. I haven't seen enough yet. People can, do wrong against me. And I'm like, but do I know that it's this person? I don't know. I don't have enough yet. I'm just thinking of this incident that happened with my kids, a couple 3 weeks ago. And it's like, yeah, but I don't know. So I'm not going to start throwing the blame out there and say this person absolutely did it and how horrible they are. And they need to, whatever, because I don't know at the end of the day, but I might be the minority and I might be speaking to the choir, but it's just, I have a hard time with the way people jump to conclusions.
It's a shame because, and the other thing is, if it's not Kohberger, there is a killer out there, or several. It's scary. It's really scary. Okay,
and there are a few questions I have. That first of all, the girl who claimed she saw a person in the hallway, and then everybody waited 12 hours to call the cops.
Big problems with that.
I have issues. I need to know what happened in those 12 hours, because even if you're pissed out drunk or high as a kite, you get sober or down within 12 hours, especially if you heard a lot of commotion and then a masked guy in the middle of it.
You would sober up pretty quickly.
Yeah.
With the adrenaline.
No, I don't know why that girl didn't. And frankly, I don't care. It's not my job to find out. But I still want answers.
Right.
Hello,
Now,
indeed.
we do have some other comments. Darlie, would you mind?
Some of y'all forget that Brian's family are suffering too. Bryan Kohberger.
That's true, and that's actually something that I had to say when I saw this. Actually, Murph showed me this clip, and it made me really sick to start off with when I saw it. I'm personally, and people will disagree with me, and that's fine. I'm very, very much against the death penalty. And when I saw it, I felt very ill to see someone so much wanting someone else to die. But yeah, Brian's family are suffering, and to just imagine having someone saying they want your child dead.
Yeah.
That is horrible. So yeah, there's that. The next one, please.
I wouldn't blame them for not being able to cope during this time and was having a couple of drinks. Newsnation needs to put empathy and ethics before broadcasting this.
Yep, that.
They're an embarrassment to the other families that are doing their best to move on privately and with dignity without begging for media attention.
Yeah. Now on that one, the other families, they're not as public as this family here. There is, I can't remember which one it is, but one of the families, the mother, there's been some text messages that have been leaked, sent around, that show that the mother actually saying that she's not sure about whether this is that Kohberger is the guy actually. And it's interesting that the conversation that's been sent around is quite. It talks about whether law enforcement has done a good enough job and whether the DNA is solid or not. So it's quite interesting actually. It just makes me wonder whether or not there is some amongst the families a little bit of animosity going on there.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. All right. So moving on. And now for something completely different. For the question on everyone's lips, people.
What's the ratio of between orange juice and vodka? It's about 30-70. There.
Sounds about right.
Orange juice.
What I do about
vodka.
25-75, but my tolerance is getting up there. That's literally
David,
what I'm drinking right now.
David, did you get my message on Discord?
Yeah, I sent it over to Salvador.
Thank you, lovely. Awesome.
The video.
Yeah. Just so
he did not notice, apparently. He didn't have his alerts up.
Apparently not.
There you go. That'd be awesome.
Yeah, it's something about produce, so.
Okay, great. Cool. So the question on everyone's lips is this. And you might recognize this from my 2-pack stream a few weeks, months ago. And don't have a go at me for how I say 2-pack. I am Australian. This.
Did he do it?
Did he?
Well, so here's the thing. He's being accused of
murder most foul.
He's being accused of. I thought he was being accused of dry
assault
humping.
and,
He's not.
yeah, some sexually related things.
No.
Yeah, and he settled before the clerk unit had time to stamp the lawsuit.
I mean, if you're him, why not though? Even if we don't know. Ideally, we don't know what he settled for, right? Or is it public?
Yes, we do. 30 mil.
30 mil.
Yeah.
That's a big chunk of change. I mean, I would do it for half.
We do it for
Is this just one woman?
Yes.
Yeah, but they were in a relationship for 13 years, I think.
Yeah, 10, I think, something like that.
How are you in a relationship for 13 years with an abuser?
Oh,
yeah.
Why don't you are in family law? You must have those You must have had those cases.
Yeah.
I have had the allegations, but they all up as BS because, okay, you're going to say that you stayed married to this guy for 13 years, even though he was knocking you around from room to room? You know, unless there's police reports after police reports, somebody saw something, right? There's going to be a police call.
Yeah. But
All
I mean, Diddy has, as far as I know, this is more or less the first allegation against him. But then again, he had fired a lot of people over the years, people who might be witnesses. So yeah,
Also,
sweep
I
it
gotta
under the
say,
rug and make people.
she's
But
beautiful.
you know, one
and
thing
I
that's peculiar
like her
here.
hair.
One thing that's peculiar here is that his social media accounts have not been closed down, or they have not. He has not been demonetized, or anything like that
Yeah.
British dude.
I want to hear
Brand.
Sean's thoughts on this. Why do you think it settled so quickly?
I think there's some, you know, there's the idea like you do settle when the cost of settling, but I think there's also for him, this is a situation of we need to nip this in the bud and we'll just we'll just make this go die a quiet death right now.
If it went for years, there'd be years of media headlines.
Yeah.
Right now, there's just one headline. He settled.
Yeah. It's gone.
It's done.
Cancellation avoided.
Most likely, he'll
to an extent.
I mean, he will still look bad, but it's much better position.
Yeah, it might. I think there's some issue. These are probably not the best facts in the world.
That could be.
Yeah.
Well, that's the other thing too that people don't realize. Okay, you know, did he settle? Well, in order for there to be a settlement, both sides have to agree. Otherwise, there's no settlement, right? You can't force somebody into a settlement. That's called a trial and a judgment. So they were just as eager to settle this as Diddy was, right?
Yeah.
No one thinks about it that way.
Oh, I got your clip, David.
Did Diddy do it? Diddy did do it.
I was trying to get that. Thank you.
I uploaded it in video clips.
I just watched that episode like a few days ago.
Awesome. I tried to get that yesterday and I couldn't find a neat way to get it. Thank you. Awesome. Cool. All right. So by the way, I love her hair. I'm just going to solo lay out myself for a second and show you. Yeah, really similar actually. Yeah.
EU has a shaved head.
I've always had this.
Have you?
Yep.
Salvador didn't even know.
I did not.
Oh, I did not either.
There you go.
I don't have that on my bingo card.
I have no hair under my hair.
I've always had this undercut on the side,
Okay.
Yeah, there you go. Things you learn.
So he
Things
was
you
with her
learn.
for 13 years. When did they break up?
13. 2018, I believe.
So why the lawsuit now? It's just all the timing seems bad.
That does happen. Okay, so just in, Cassie breaks record to become multi-millionaire. There's an interesting way of changing the headline. And then the redacted commenter said, "Who is this woman? Because that is not Cassie."
Did they take someone else's picture?
I don't know. I think that does look like her, but I don't know. Let's go back.
Poor Diddy.
I don't know. Is that her? Is that her?
No.
Okay, maybe it's not.
No, I'm looking at a bunch of photos of her.
Oh, never mind.
And
maybe it's not.
Looking at Google, and I don't see a single picture of her with braids on the first. I mean,
the boobs are bigger. Yeah, they do look bigger. Yeah. Hello, Alex.
Oh well, I'm a gentleman. I was not looking at them.
Oh no, you weren't. Well, they're pretty hard to avoid, man. Like check them out. Like they are. Boom.
They really are in my face.
They sure are.
If only.
Hey, Mads.
Yeah, that's a heavy set of interesting chesticles.
Testicles.
Yes,
Indeed.
her mammary region is very well defined.
Yep.
She
Gotta
can feed a lot of babies.
Diddy is not the most attractive man, I gotta say. He's
Okay,
just
so
not.
is Diddy involved in the Tupac?
Yes, because Diddy was involved with
Yes.
Yes. Well, Diddy's involved in allegedly killing somebody else before too.
Yep.
He's had there's a whole history of that with Diddy.
Boy.
He was part of the whole Bad Boy Records thing.
Yeah.
Well, what's the allegation with the Tupac thing? Because I didn't hear about it until all of this.
Well, I mean, well, it was just all the East Coast West Coast thing that really kind of came to a head. That's where it all kind of was going. But yeah, it's
Okay.
turned out not to be.
Who's
There,
Kim
but
Porter?
there was a wide theory
Kim
about all
Potter?
this for the longest time.
Yeah.
I don't think that's Kim
Yeah.
Potter.
No, Kim Porter.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Back in
Second.
2003, Diddy's former partner, Kid Burrows, said that Combs' company hired the man who shot Tupac, but that's 20 years ago.
Right.
There are a lot of
okay.
theories.
There's so many theories. In fact, we had a lot
Can we
of fun
just
with the
assume we
theories a few
don't
weeks
know
ago.
who shot Tupac and released this guy they just charged?
Do we know who shot JR?
we do. It was his nephew, the guy who Keefy D's nephew. That was who it was. Anyway,
Yes, because he talks about handing them the gun.
Indeed. Right. So I love this one. Years ago, I had a run-in with Puffy at EWR Airport, waiting for a flight with my mum and dad to England when my grandma died. What? Right there. Sitting in the Platinum Lounge crying. He wouldn't let my mum pass with his bodyguard. It got nasty, and he moved when my dad spoke to him. Total douche. And then someone comes along and goes, "Have you met Elton John? 400 times worse than this." It's like, what has this got to do with it? Why are you talking about Elton John being a douche too?
Well, their music
Because
sounds
it's all relevant.
Let's just talk about every celebrity ever being an asshole.
You guys hear about Chevy Chase?
Oh yeah, what about Chevy Chase?
Oh, he's a dick.
He's an asshole.
Oh, he's a dick too, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, the shooter is dead. Yeah. So the shooter. We're talking about Tupac now.
Yeah.
Okay. So the
Everybody in
shooter
the car is dead.
Baby
except
Lane.
him.
Yeah, everyone in the car is dead except for Keefy D. And yeah, that was Baby Lane. That was his nephew. Yeah, I know all this stuff. I'm dropping all of the facts about Tupac. And you know what? Thank you, Unbronzed, for being with me on the pronunciation of Tupac from an Australian
I asked Melissa
perspective.
James too the other day to pronounce it a few times. She says it correctly, just so you know.
Okay, because she's from the South, right? And the Southern people, they think they know how to pronounce it, but the Northern people here in Australia, we say Tupac. Okay. Anyway,
you say the no.
moving
You
on.
say no, right? Nar.
Yeah. All right. So I'm a Northerner. Okay. All right. So look, doesn't appear to be a mark on her body.
Did you say you were a Northerner?
I'm a Northerner in Australia.
Okay, in Australia.
Oh, okay.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
You're one of
That
the
sounds
good
so
ones.
funny from me who lives not that far from the Arctic Circle.
Yeah. I'm most definitely a Northerner here. No question.
Less south.
Look at this. It just doesn't appear to be a mark on her body. That was legitimately a comment this week.
Doesn't appear to be a mark on her body. Without any context of when the picture was taken? Is that the
I
idea?
know. I just picked up a picture of her with him.
Oh.
But what? Why would someone put a comment up about there being a mark on her body at any point?
Because they are morons. Oh, sorry, did I
Right?
say that out loud?
Right?
You know what I'm thinking? She was with him for 13 years. They didn't get married. They broke up, and she's like, I'm entitled to some of your money, blah, 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 blah. But they were never married. And so this was a way for her to get some money.
Some people are saying that. Yes.
Who paid the $30 million? Was it his insurance company?
I don't know.
Well, it
I'm
is a
sure he's
big
got a spare
question.
$30 million.
Wait,
What's
can you
that,
get?
John?
I'm sure.
Half Irish. I don't know if Amica cream comes in that shade.
Wait, can you get insurance for like sexual assault claims?
You can get
No.
insurance for a lot of stuff. Now, whether or not the insurance covers it by saying, it's an intentional thing or not,
Yeah.
they'll cover it. They'll cover certain things up to certain amounts.
Yes, some of these guys have lawsuit insurance.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah. So
I mean,
I'm
I know
just
there's
thinking,
like defamation.
You know what?
of
It would be. I'm gonna speculate wildly here, and I'm gonna say they broke up. She wasn't married to him, so she would get nothing. She kept coming after him, and he said, "Tell you what, you sue me for some BS allegation. We're gonna settle within 24 hours. My insurance company's got to pick up the tab and pay the bill, and then I don't have to pay you anything, and you get some money and walk away."
Yep. Of
I don't
course,
know.
there's no
Could be.
marks in that.
I mean,
photo.
we have
Wild
no
speculation.
evidence.
I have no evidence to support that, but I can see it happening.
Yeah.
Yep. By the way, she's gorgeous. Like, she's just gorgeous. She's pregnant at the moment, I believe, or she's just given birth.
I
don't think that picture is that recent.
No, it's not.
I
It's
have a-
2018.
I
But
can
even
see.
now,
I can
like,
look at a
recent
pretty
photos, she's
girl,
gorgeous.
and they look disgusting to me because of the people they decide to associate themselves with.
Yeah, I know what you
Agreed.
mean.
Agreed.
Wait, do I?
Sal,
It's
you
like
have no
that
standards,
Pearl woman who said a 42-year-old 9 is less sexy than a 26-year-old 6. Here's the thing, Pearl is 26, and I don't think she is a 6. She's barely a 4 or 5.
Oh, you're talking about the Twitter girl?
Yeah.
Yeah, Pearl.
And
I mean,
You're not
but
a
it's
fan
all
of Pearl, are
subjective
ya?
anyway, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it is. It's also
And
subjective, but it
it
has a
also
lot to do
depends
with who
on-
the person is.
Yeah.
Female
What
Bronco.
comes out of the mouth? I mean, the most
Absolutely.
gorgeous girl in the world opens her mouth and goes, Germany, blah, 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 and instantly a 1.
Yes.
Well, no, we got a 30-point system.
You know,
Oh,
it's a
sure,
Go
30
down to
points.
11.
Well,
Big
yeah, most
system.
people are in the 10 to 20s. That's correct. Yeah. Pearl necklace. Okay. So anyway, she got off quick. Damn. Now she's going to get unalived out of nowhere. And can someone
Why does
please
she-
check that Cassie is alive?
Does she have information on the Clintons?
What is this? Now they say that she's gonna get unalived
Yeah.
because
Yeah, but it's that Diddy has
I have
allegedly-
information leading to the rest of Hillary Clinton. Yeah.
Or do
By the
you
way,
know?
that's the joke out there. I don't really have information
Really?
to arrest.
Really?
Somebody's at my door. Hold on, I'll be right back.
I'm worried for Sean now.
I have no
Alright.
issue. I have no inclinations of self harm.
Really?
I
Oh.
am not. Have none of those tendencies.
Nope.
Yeah,
Nope.
no.
He's a juicy, small, smoothie.
I'm too old to give a frick. I mean, why would I? I need to outlive my enemies. I need to go and piss on their graves.
Exactly.
I mean, that's one of my big goals in my life. To the people who are really arsewipes, I need to piss on their graves, so I need to live long. So I'm not about to end myself, because that would mean I can't urinate on their graves.
And that's very important.
Spite is a
Yes.
powerful motivation.
It's
I agree with
a
Andrea
noble
Burkhart's
goal.
tweet here.
I
when
tend
this
to
thing finished-
include an Andrea Burkert tweet in every one of these because she's my hero. And if anyone can get me into her DMs, please do.
Oh, I forgot. I was gonna talk to her about you, and I forgot to. Sorry.
You can talk to Andrea for me.
Yeah, I was on panel with her the other day.
You just made EU's night, day, morning, whatever.
There are very few people I will actually fangirl over. There's her and Steve. That's it.
Do y'all remember when Casey posted herself with a busted lip? That was in 2014 while in Dubai with Diddy. And she was on and they said she was on an HEV accident, but he had also unfollowed her on Instagram the same week.
Oh
Same
my
week.
God. He also removed her from his MySpace top 8.
Oh,
What?
the horror! The
You don't remember
horror!
MySpace?
First of
Like,
all,
top 8?
does this woman do anything other than date Diddy? Does she have a career?
Yeah, she's an R&B singer.
Okay.
she?
But
What-
so
what-
did
what
he
band?
do it?
Did he do it?
Diddy did do it.
I love that. clip.
Okay, so Andrea said when this kind of thing is right out in public, there's a lot more that hasn't seen the light of day. Okay, so obviously I respect Andrea, and for her, she quoted this, and I tend to think that she is respectful of this tweet and this comment. So therefore, what I've done is I've then gone and taken the other commentary that has come from it. And here's some things that have come off this. Andy Signor has weighed in as well. Not sure how everyone feels about Popcorn Planet, but whatever. So I guess
That's
money
Andy
does
from
buy
Popcorn
everything.
Planet.
Yes.
Okay.
I guess money does buy everything. And then Andy says, agreed. So why settle so fast? Think there is a criminal investigation looming, or will they expire soon? What does that mean? Will they expire soon?
Maybe
Statute of
Well, like a
limitations.
statute of limitations,
Ah.
criminal statute of
Yeah.
limitations.
Okay. Yeah.
Well, it could be that. It could be very much what Sean said. Just keep it short and sweet and pay it off.
Yeah.
Remember, again, at the end of the day, a settlement has to be agreed upon by both sides.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So for all you want to say about, well, did he settle? Did he settle? She also settled.
Mhm.
Remember that. So she settled
Yes.
as well. It's not, you can't settle with just one party. And I think
Yes.
people forget that.
What's this before I go? Remember the Pew Pew in the club with J-Lo?
No.
Yes,
Was
that's
that Diddy?
yes, that's what I'm
Did he
talking
do
about.
it?
Where Diddy was. That's
Dave.
what I'm talking about there. With Diddy being alleged to being involved in the shooting.
Your machinery is sounding.
That was J-Lo. Okay.
No,
Now I
yeah,
get you.
sorry.
No worries.
Cool. Sorry, I'm all away
Speaking
on the
of
other side of the world, so sometimes I
collaborations,
don't get it.
one of the days I'm covering the Young Thug trial, and one of
Yes.
the days next week I will do a dramatic reading of one of Young Thug's lyrics,
That'll be amazing.
I can't
because
wait.
I'm the whitest guy on the planet. So who else?
Yeah.
You're even whiter than me and Mo, or Mo and I.
I don't think any of you are as white as me.
And you have the whole
I'm
ozone
glowing.
layer.
Look.
Yeah, you are kind of pasty.
Yeah, but this little
Nick,
redness,
you get
that is
sunburned from
because I'm translucent, and
I was gonna say Nick looks to get sunburned from using a microwave.
I mean,
Hey, Luna.
my family goes back a
Yeah,
1,000 years, slightly inbred. I mean, there's no more white person on the planet than I am.
You're
I was
slightly
gonna say, it's
inbred.
also it's not all the time dark there, but it's getting close, isn't it?
Yeah, that's true. All right,
the
so
sun's up for like 6 hours, I think, now. Where he's at.
Oh, okay.
6 hours. Okay, so someone that then went, exactly, lawsuits take months and months, and even settlement agreements take a while. Something
always.
was giving. Okay, something was giving that my dude didn't want out there. That discovery part is what he didn't want disclosed.
Very likely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There can be a quick switcheroo there with, if you don't settle, I'm going to publish this. Oh, no, you won't. Dun dun. Okay, I'll settle.
Now, here's another thing, too. A lot of times, not always, but I would say in maybe 10% of my cases, we try to settle the case before we even file suit. We'll reach out, we'll send letters, we'll do possible settlement negotiations, and then if things fail, then we file the lawsuit. But we've already had months and months and months of settlement discussions and mediations before the suit is even filed. So there could also be that too.
And then my guess is that the settlement was inked before the complaint was filed. She got to file it, let the public see it, then announce settlement 24 hours later. That also helps explain the trigger warning on the first page of the complaint. It was for the public to read.
That could be.
Yeah.
Now that that's said, that could very well be. You know, settlement negotiations. All right, we'll settle, but I get to file the complaint. And then we'll settle it within 24 hours, but you get to file it. That could very well be.
Yeah. So I thought that little back and forth was interesting and probably, as you say, likely.
Is that Burkhardt again?
Yeah.
No,
I mean,
if there was comments from Andrea, I put out. So
let's see here. P. Diddy is worth north of $1 billion, and he settles with her 13-year partner for $30 million.
So that's like a millionaire, someone who has $1 million throwing out $30,000.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's right. Am I right?
Exactly.
I think that's the right proportion.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not that much, right? In comparison.
No, exactly. He's got that lying around. He can
If
do
you got
that.
10,000 sitting in the bank, you take 300 of it and blow it.
Yeah.
You read? Oh, did you, Luna? You read all 35 pages of it? Did you? Wow. Okay. See, that's the thing. I was looking for it. It'd be good
But
if you
that's
could,
the difference
post
between
that in
a
Discord.
negotiation and blackmail. It's the amount of money. Don't be greedy.
It's ninja level gold digging. Yeah. Well, I mean,
It was then good
if
for
you
her.
can. Yeah, good for her. She's got a child on the way, or I don't know if she's given birth yet.
Is
but-
it his child? It can't be his child.
No. She's with a white man, I believe.
Not me.
saying
Not
there's
me.
a chance.
For the record, not me.
Now you'd be set for life. Yeah, no, she's just that 2.5 years of marriage, not too shabby. Yeah. Hey, Mads, by the way.
If I stumble across $30 million, my next stream will be on a yacht.
Yeah, I'm on a boat. All right, so just finishing this up. So this is what people have got to say. Hey, guilty ASF.
That's what you call a hoe pension.
A hoe pension.
Yeah.
Shit, he touched me too. Hashtag me too.
Hey, he touched me too. Give me money.
Yeah, that was fast. She probably has the tapes of him and Will Smith.
Nice. Oh God, that was probably going to be in part of the discovery. Will Smith,
maybe
for half the payout.
Yeah. Let me buy your silence. Publicity stunt. Yeah, I don't know.
Pretty good stunt.
He's horrible. Okay.
Makes me want to go buy his music.
Well, there'll be fans who'll be like, oh yeah, that's right, Puffy. Yeah, I forgot about him. I might go stream some of his music. Anyway, so that pretty much ends all that. I might just remove that from stage.
Indigo. She always knows the right thing to say. I'm not going to read it aloud, but she's awesome. The lead attorney was reading the complaint. Apparently, he got
he would be too.
Good Lord, girl.
Yeah, I was looking at her comment above. Oh God.
Yeah, I know. Good Lord, girl. I love you.
Yeah, you're 20 years in. You got flowers. Yeah. And that's what's that? Another ex of his will come forward with similar allegations. Yeah, it's a matter of time now. You're probably right.
That's the slippery slope.
The thing is, though, now it's 20. Like, she was more recent, and then they're gonna be like, "Oh yeah, this happened way back when." Oh, like 20 years ago. It's like you got to be careful because after a while.
Yeah.
My comment is already on Twitter. Jason, you asshole.
What did you say?
My family goes back 1,000 years, slightly inbred. Nobody's more white than I am. Yep, it's out on Twitter now.
It needs to get clipped. The whitest man on YouTube.
I should start a channel with that name. The whitest man on
This
YouTube.
man on YouTube.
God, that'll last about 10 seconds.
Yeah. You will cop a lot of hate.
Glorious 10 seconds.
I want to see that. I want to see that just fail and burn. That would be amazing.
Excuse me just a second. I'll be back in 2 shakes of a lamb's tail.
Whim. Yeah. I regret nothing. Oh, she's gone. The channel is ours.
I can
Let's
still post
rebrand
this,
it to the whitest man on planet Earth.
The white men are taking. Oh, never mind.
Here we go. Hello. Just duck below the coffee cup. Whim. I regret nothing. Yeah. So that. Yeah. I didn't know anything about this. Apparently.
It broke out of nowhere on Friday night.
Yeah, but you have to know, like if you're in the legal profession, you understand that negotiations were going on well before the complaint was filed.
Sure.
And well before the settlement was made. There's no way they can get a settlement that quickly unless there was negotiations going on ahead of time. Now, whether they reached a resolution ahead of time and then they allowed her to file the complaint and settle it, or she filed the complaint, negotiations broke down, they filed the complaint, and he threw whatever money, $30 million apparently at her, and that was enough. There were settlement exchanges back and forth. This was talked about between counsels. It didn't come out of the blue for them. That was good. Then, that's kind of the bottom line.
Yes.
Well, this has been absolutely so much fun. I've appreciated everybody being here. Thank you, Nicholas, for turning up after your stream. I appreciate it. I will probably just chuck you a link on Sundays if you feel like turning up after your stream. No pressure whatsoever. And yeah, if you feel like it. And Sean,
yes,
that's been so nice of you to turn up today. And I hope you had a bit of fun, a bit of a laugh. Your commentary and input is greatly appreciated. Thank you.
Thank you.
You're such a treasure and awesome person to have around. David, as usual.
Always happy to be here.
Sean, do you have anything that you would like to tell us about your channel and what you're doing?
Right now, we're getting. I know we're actually. Just keep your eyes peeled. I'm trying to drop some videos coming up pretty quick, including a lady who she spent her time flipping off the police, and she went for the high score, and she did a pretty good job at it. So,
okay,
that's what I'm working on right now. It's pretty good.
So, is she one of those like auditors, or did she?
Yes, but this one, she was entirely 100% right about what she did.
Really?
Nice. Okay.
Yes,
I'm gonna look forward to that.
When we first put in speeding cameras in Arizona,
mm-hmm.
there was somebody that put on a gorilla mask
mm-hmm.
and just started going through speeding,
mm-hmm.
getting caught on camera, flipping the camera off over and over again.
Mm-hmm.
They could get your license plate too, though. Did he not think that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, they got his license plate, but they couldn't identify him.
Well,
or confirm.
They identify the owner of the vehicle.
Yeah, and they'll say, "Well, who's driving it?" And then that's normally how they get you.
Yeah.
Sadly.
All right. I just popped you a link in chat. Also, don't forget to share the love with Nicholas Starrow Trial Watch. Nick, what do you got going on?
Oh. Well, next week will be much about, because the Young Thug trial is scheduled to start on the 27th. So I will do a bunch of Young Thug content.
Oh, it's actually starting?
Yeah.
After all these years?
I mean, the state told the court they were ready to go to trial in November of last year. Then they have had 79 witnesses in total. A year later, it's scheduled. They have 737 witnesses all of a sudden. So the case has grown quite a bit.
And the court's allowing them to do all that, where they're just
That's what I
dropping-
said. I was like, I feel
Yeah.
like the judge would say, make an offer of proof for each and every witness and tell me why you need them.
Yes.
That was the motion from the defense that was denied. And they do get to interview the witnesses before they take the stand. The new because they added 105 witnesses in the last month.
So in November of 2024, we will see Nick still streaming this trial.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
I don't
been
know how he's gonna
84
do it.
years.
Oh, that's horrible.
I'm looking forward
Yeah.
to seeing.
think
I'm
we're
really
gonna-
looking forward to this dramatic reading, though. Actually,
Yeah.
Nick,
Hey, Nick, stick
Of the-
around
of the
after the
work.
stream. I got a thought for you.
Okay.
cool. All right.
I don't have
And-
anything coming up with Jody. I'm going to take a week off. It's
You're taking a week
Thanksgiving.
off?
It's
Oh,
Thanksgiving. I'm gonna drop a Thanksgiving, a pre-recorded Thanksgiving video that'll drop Thanksgiving morning, Thursday morning. I'll still be doing Jody on Tuesday. I won't be there for Saturday, but Nick will run Jody on Saturday, and then I'll be
I can
back
do that if you
with some new stuff.
need somebody.
Lovely.
Oh,
Lovely.
oh, I forgot. My bad. My bad.
yeah,
I'm not.
what?
This will get. This how bad I am with the scrap. Thanksgiving. It's Thursday. I am still doing the live show on Thursday, so you guys can find me then on Thursday night. So if you hate your family, and you know,
That's
If you
good.
hate your
you want to
family.
pregame a little bit, we can do a little pregaming for those of you going out to do. If you want to go, if you want to get liquored up before you get in a fist fight for your TV, join me. We'll have some fun. I'm trying to go buy a flat pack at Walmart.
That sounds good.
Yes.
Yeah, and I'm going to be doing a lot. Hella's going to be doing a lot over Thanksgiving, I think. Nick, we'll figure it out, but yeah, we'll be streaming. I got nothing going on Thanksgiving. I do have a special edition Mark Jensen's Turkey Baster stream on Thursday.
Yes, because
Right.
Mark Jensen has a special story to do with turkey basters. Actually,
Yes.
which yeah,
And
does.
let's just say his second son was born that way.
We think he was. There's
Well, that's what
evidence
he
to show
claims.
that. Yeah, that's come from the
The case
special
is getting
exhibits.
weirder and weirder.
It is getting weirder and weirder, and we wouldn't know that if it weren't for the fact that Sal's been to all the effort to get the special exhibits via a FOIA. So
Yes.
yes.
David, help me write.
yes, exactly. What's this? Don't abandon your non-American viewers. No. And myself, I will be streaming on Thanksgiving because I have no idea what Thanksgiving is.
Yes.
So I'm going to learn, and I'll be there.
For Americans, this is the day that the indigenous people didn't put up a fight.
It's Pilgrim
And
D-Day.
for the rest of us, it's Thursday.
Yeah, first for us it's Thursday. Well, Friday for me.
Pilgrim D-Day.
Yes.
It'll be Friday for me. So yeah. I'll be there.
I'm so using that.
Indeed. And I would just like to say, where am I? Hang on a sec. I would really, really, really appreciate it if you guys could give me a little bit of a hand and help me out, because I am so close to monetization, and I really need some help with my watch hours, please. So could you please help with my Hello Watchathon? Thank you for your time helping me out. Why not rewatch something from my channel? There's a link to just something. Maybe it might
I'll
be a
share all
long
the
video.
ones that I'm a part of. That's what I'll do.
Yeah, all the ones that David's on. That'd be great. Just
Those
pick
are the
a
ones worth
video,
watching, anyways.
put it on. There's
Yeah.
there's plenty of great content there. I've got 60 something videos there. Pop something on, watch it, keep it in the background, do whatever you'd like to do. But I'd really appreciate it. I'm down to I think about 900 hours that I need. So, and I've got
Nice.
about 500 in the last week. So, people are really helping out. Thanks heaps. But I'd really like to try and get it for the holidays. That'd be awesome.
Yes.
Thank you so much, everybody. I think everybody said everything they want to say. Anyone
Yeah.
has anything else they want to grift, please let me know. Now's your time.
I'm good.
Oh, good.
Have a good Thanksgiving, people.
Thank
if I
you
don't see
all
you.
so much. I really appreciate it. And chat, thank you, mods. I'm a serial thanker, and I can thank for all day. So I'll stop now.
Thank
Stop
you.
now or forever hold my peace. Okay. Love you all. Have a wonderful Sunday or Monday, as it is from me. And bye-bye.
Bye.
Take care.
Bye, everybody.